Hello, everybody. Happy day 2 of our motivation to move your ass challenge. I am so sorry for having to hop on late. I could have sworn I would have bet money that this game today was going to be canceled with the rainy weather that we've been having, and it was supposed to rain today, and so I didn't think that we were going to have an issue hopping on live at 7 o'clock, and it turns out it did not rain at all today, and it is actually sunny outside. So I super apologize for hopping on late. But hopefully this time it works for some of you. I was going to try and hop on earlier, but a lot of you were like, nah, girl. So I didn't. So I'm here now. Quick few reminders before we get started. If you did a workout today, right? So remember, this is a motivation to move your ass challenge. So while we're not necessarily actively working out together and we're talking about motivation and discipline and all of these things, I also want to encourage you and motivate you and push you to get a workout in this week, at least once a day. That would be awesome. So if you did something today, any sort of workout, if you comment what you did today in the comments of this live video, that is good for 1 entry into the end of the week prize. If you commented on your biggest takeaway from yesterday's video, that also got you an entry. If you commented before we even started with your favorite laziness / motivation, motivation GIF, then you also got an entry for that. I will also post another question after today's video, so you definitely want to start racking up those participation points. So if you did any workout today, comment down below and tell me what it was, and that will get you 1 entry into that free prize at the end of the week. Trust me, you want that prize. And there'll be more information about that later on in the week. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here with day 2 of our motivation to move your ass challenge. And I do say motivation this way because I do believe that motivation is not a thing. I believe that it is something that's never there when we want it, need it, or are looking for it. And so we have to find ways around it because you're not necessarily going to be motivated to do the things that you need to do, whether it's exercise, eat right, talk to your boss, ask for that raise, whatever it is, right? So we have to figure out how to do hard things when we just don't want to, right? So today we're talking about how to be disciplined, how to stay disciplined when you don't want to do something, right? In order to continue to make forward progress, in order to get closer to your goals. So I'm giving you 5 tips today, 5, right? On how to stay disciplined, right? And so the first thing that I want to encourage everyone to do, regardless of what it is that you're sort of striving for, and obviously our focus is mostly health and fitness, but I want you to make SMART goals. And I teach these to my students. I teach high school physical education, for those of you who don't know. I teach my students how to make SMART goals. I create SMART goals every week, every month. And I think that they're important because if you just say, I want to lose weight, well, what does that mean, right? I mean, you can lose like 0.2 pounds if you just go poop, right? And so, cool, you lost weight, but that's not helpful, right? That's probably not your goal. So in order to set SMART goals, what SMART goals stands for, S-M-A-R-T, SMART is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic or relative, and then timely. And I'm going to go through each one of those. So for S, for specific, right? Be specific about what it is that you want to do. Oh, hang on. Let me close this door. My children are coming home. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep them out of here, but I'll try and continue on. So be specific, right? What is it that you want to attain? It doesn't necessarily have to be measurable, although this is the next one, right? S-M-A-R-T. But be specific, right? Do you want to fit in a specific pair of jeans? Is there a specific size you want to wear? Is there a specific weight you want to be? Is there a specific way you want to feel? There's a whole range of specific goals that you can set. I would like to follow my food plan 3 days this week, right? That's specific and measurable. You either do or you don't, right? It's very easy to measure. I would like to lose 10 pounds by, July 4th, right? That's specific. You want to lose 10 pounds. You know when, right? By July 4th. It's attainable. That's plenty of time to lose 10 pounds. It's relative or realistic because you have 10 pounds to lose, and it's timely, right? There's a deadline. And my feelings in the last several months about that timely part have changed a little bit, but I'll talk about that in a minute, right? So SMART goals, specific, measurable, right? Not just I want to lose weight, but how much weight do you want to lose, right? And it needs to be relative. It needs to be realistic. You can't lose 20 pounds in a week. That's not going to happen, right? And it's not healthy anyway, so why would you want to? So think of realistic weight loss goals, health and fitness goals, nutrition goals, whatever it is. If you're looking at weight loss, no more than 2 pounds a week should be your goal. Even 2 pounds is high. Depending on how much you have to lose, more will come off in a faster chunk versus those people who don't have as much to lose. And, as coach and client, you and I could talk about that. If you were to join, my Badass Boot Camp or whatever it is. But make SMART specific goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, right? Like if you already weigh, 150 pounds, you're probably not going to lose another 30 pounds. Very few people live comfortably in a 120 pound range, right? I have said for years that my goal weight is 135. I haven't weighed 135 pounds since the day I got married. And I don't feel like I was much smaller then than I am now, but I had a completely different body type, right? And statistically, that's where I should be, 135 pounds. That puts me at not obese, right? I'm still overweight. I'm still obese right now. Per the diagrams and all that bullshit, right? Which I don't actually believe in any way. So be realistic, right? It needs to be attainable, whatever your goal is. And then that timely part, I'm a little bit wishy-washy on. I've changed my opinion about that pretty regularly. And here's why. Because if you set like a specific deadline and you're somebody who lives in perfection world, if you are not moving at the pace at which you think, right, in our brains is fast enough or mostly just fast enough, right? Then you're going to quit. You're going to say, well, this isn't working. I'm not going to be able to reach my goal by this time, so I'm just going to stop doing what I'm doing because that's what we've all done before, right? We don't keep going. We don't keep pushing and keep doing all these healthy things that we know are good for us, even though maybe we'll only reach half of our goal by that time, right? We just stop. We just throw in the towel because that makes sense. It does not, right? But that's what we do. So instead of setting like that timely deadline, right? I think that you should set a check-in time, right? So it's not necessarily a goal time, but it's a check-in time, okay? And that leads to tip number 2. So the first tip, set SMART goals, okay? The second tip is to check in with yourself. And I want you to be realistic about what is healthy, what a healthy check-in is for you. Now, I am not a fan of weighing on a daily basis. Not my jam. I don't think that that's healthy in any way, shape, or form. It was a habit that I had personally that I needed to break. I broke it. It was hard. I started by starting to weigh every other day. And then when that got a little bit easier, I started going to weighing only once a week. And then when that got a little bit easier, I went to only weighing once a month. And now I only weigh for purposes where I'm sharing results or sharing check-ins or whatever with you guys or on my business page. Or I'm weighing it at the beginning of a program and at the end, period. Because it doesn't matter how much I weigh. It really legitimately doesn't. I know that I'm fueling my body the way that I need to do. I'm following a nutrition plan. I'm trusting the nutritionalist, right? I'm trusting my trainer. It doesn't matter what the weight says on the scale. I can feel that my clothes are getting looser. I can see in the mirror, right, that my body is changing. Who cares what the scale says? That is just one form of measurement. So when I say daily check-ins, right, I don't mean hopping on the scale every day. I mean, check in with yourself, just mentally and physically. How do you feel? How do you feel when you drink 64 ounces of water? How do you feel when you follow a meal plan? How do you feel when you say no thank you to that, after dinner ice cream or whatever? How do you feel when you press play or you go to the gym or you go for a walk or whatever it is? Check in daily with how making healthy choices makes you feel, right? Maybe it's not daily, maybe it's weekly. How did that week go, right? How did that month go? Months are long, right? I like to do like a mental self-check. And here's the sort of little chat that I have with myself every night, or goal I have every morning waking up. My goal every morning waking up is to be able to go to sleep that night proud of the choices that I made during the day. Because let's be honest, you get to the end of the day, you lay in bed, right? You've put on your pajamas, you're like finally ready to relax or whatever. And you're like, damn it, I should have worked out today. Or damn it, I should not have gone out to lunch because I brought my lunch. There was no reason for me to go out and have that whatever, nachos or French fries or whatever it was. I should have brought the thing that I prepped and I planned and I should have eaten, right? It's at the end of the day we're like, ugh. So my goal each day, right, my mental check-in with me, this is what I do. It's not like an out loud conversation I have with myself. It's like just literally a thought in my head. Am I proud of the decisions that I made today? And there are many days where I'm like, nope, not proud of that one, right? But there are many days where I can say, yeah, I am. I'm proud of every single one of those decisions, right? So check-ins, that's step number 2, whether they're daily, whether they're weekly, or whether they're monthly, okay? That sort of check-in, right, and that sort of breaking down into daily, weekly, possibly monthly, reminds me of the second personal development book that is a favorite of mine. So yesterday I talked a little bit about the 5-second rule. Today I wanted to share with you guys, or just encourage you to check out the 12-week year, okay? And while the 12-week year is a lot of, it's a lot about productivity as far as business goes, or even goals, or whatever it is, right? It teaches you how to break a year down, right, into 12 weeks, okay, 12-week chunks. And while 12 weeks may be too long, right, for health and fitness, for weight, for nutrition, or whatever it is, it really breaks down why it's important to have these like tiny goals, achievable tiny goals, instead of like, well, at the beginning of the year, well, this year is going to be a brand new year and I'm going to be the healthiest human I've ever been, right? For 365 days, right? I think it's like January 26th where everyone just like on those New Year's resolutions. So it really teaches you how to like break those things down, set achievable, smart goals, basically, right? And break that year down into 12-week chunks. So I highly recommend that, and I actually will drop the link to that book right in the comments right now. Again, always recommend things on Audible if audiobooks are your jam. If you commute to work at all, I highly recommend it. I listen to audiobooks when I'm working out. I listen to them while I'm cooking dinner, whatever. Anytime you have like where you could be listening to music, I'm listening to personal development. It helps me mentally, which is a huge part of this health and fitness game. So I did post that, and I will try and pin that comment. There you go. So step number 3, right, and how to stay disciplined is to reward yourself for legit all the things, right? And I'm going to take it like way back to when you were 5. And if you're my people, right, you're going to feel me right now. Make yourself like a calendar. And every day that you do amazing things like work out or follow your food plan or drink water or whatever it is that your goal is health and fitness wise, give yourself a damn sticker, a gold star. I cannot explain to you how satisfying it is, right? If you're anything like me, to be able to like put a star on the calendar because you rocked it, right? It is so stupid that works, but it does. It makes you feel so accomplished to be able to check that off or give yourself a star or whatever it is. I have had some clients who put money, right, like $1 in a jar every day that they work out, and then at the end of the month they have $30 and they can go buy themselves like a new workout tank top or some new workout pants or whatever. And reward yourself for all the things. Celebrate the teeny tiny things that you do. Like if you choose to not have ice cream tonight, and you choose to just be done eating because you're not actually hungry, you're just bored, if you make that decision, I want you to celebrate those things like you just cured cancer, right? Because it's a big freaking deal. Every teeny tiny decision, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, throughout the day is a huge deal, because when you do those healthy habits and you create sort of this groove in your brain where your brain would typically be like, of course I'm going to have ice cream tonight. That's a habit I've created. I eat ice cream every night. When you say no and you do a different habit, right, it creates a new groove in your brain. This is actual factual shit right now. I'm getting hella scientific on you without using any sort of scientific words at all. You create a new groove in your brain, right? And this other one, if you think of it like a dirt road, right? This is the path you've always taken. If you start creating this new groove, this dirt path, this bad habit starts to fill in because nobody's using it anymore. And this new healthy habit is something that you're using, and it gets easier every single time. So when you do one healthy thing, celebrate the shit out of that. But here's the thing, do not celebrate with food, okay? One of my favorite first quotes I ever even saw on Pinterest was, do not reward yourself with food. You are not a dog. And I was like, what? How dare you insult me and call me a dog because I reward myself with food? And every time I want to reward myself with food, I just think about that quote and I'm like, they're right. That's exactly what I'm doing, right? Sit, boy, good job. Here's a treat, right? That's basically what I've said to myself. You have done all of this amazing work. You have made all these healthy choices. Now go out and have a bunch of fried food and celebrate the shit out of that and feel like crap when you're done. Don't celebrate with food, okay? Come up with a different way, right? Buy yourself a new workout tank top. Get your nails done. I don't know, buy yourself that book you were looking for, a purse, whatever. I use retail therapy. Like, I'm all about that. And best believe I will be buying my gifts before I even reach my goal, because I want them to be sitting on my front porch when I reach that goal, for sure. And I've had a couple that had to sit in a package for a while because I did not reach the goal. I fell off, right? So reward yourself. Tip number 4, be gentle. Okay, if you are at the very start of your health and fitness journey, or you have started and stopped and started and stopped, and you started and then you quit and then you fell off and then you sort of started and then you, whatever, right? Be super gentle with yourself, because here's the thing, this shit is hard, okay? Working out every day is hard. Eating right is hard, right? It's so much easier to eat crap food. It's cheaper, it's easier, it's more convenient, it's delicious, right? Maybe you don't like fruits and vegetables. Maybe you don't like meat. Maybe you don't like cooking, right? Everything about it is hard. So be gentle with yourself when you're striving for these goals, because you're not going to be perfect. You need to let go of being perfect, okay? You need to be the best that you can each day. Your goal is to only be better than you were the day before. And if you happen to have perfect days, right, which sometimes you will, your goal is to just rack as many of those days in order or in a row as possible, right? But they're not all going to be perfect. So you got to let go of perfect. You got to be gentle. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall off. You're going to make conscious choices to not do the things that you know you should do. You're going to choose to not 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But what you need to choose, what the conscious effort that you really need to choose to make, the choice you need to make, is to get right back on track, right? Not sulk in the sorrows. You made that choice. It was only up to you. Do not sulk. Do not bask in the glory, right? You did not have a bad day. You had a bad 5 minutes that you milked for the entire day. It's another one of my absolute favorite quotes, right? So be gentle, okay? You're not going to be perfect. It's okay. You have to keep going, okay? Tip number 5 is to surround yourself with people, quotes, stories, photos that motivate you, okay? Yes, motivation is not a thing, but there are very motivating people. There are very motivating quotes, stories, transformation photos, transformation stories, that you can surround yourself with, right? I mean, the whole reason promise, the whole reason I've been able to be as successful as I have been in my journey is because I am surrounded in this Beachbody community by people who are supportive, uplifting, honest, real, right? I am surrounded by those people always. I always have that to fall back on. My challengers, always supporting, right? That's my job as a coach, to support, right? Surround yourself with the right people. If you are surrounded by people who don't care about your health and fitness, people who are not supporting your health and fitness, right? You go to a dinner out and you choose to order a salad and everyone at the table is like, oh, you're going to order a salad? Oh, because you're on that diet, right? Those people are not supporting you. They're not. So maybe next time you choose to just not go, right? If you don't want to deal with that shit. Now, I have enough self-confidence to say, fuck you. Yeah, I'm ordering a salad. What's your problem? Right? But not everybody has that. So if you don't feel supported there, don't surround yourself with those people. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be your closest friends and your family first. It will always be those people. Not everybody in your family, right? But it's probably going to be your closest friends and your family who shun you right away or give you shit about it. Keep going. It doesn't matter, right? It's your life. It's your health. You're the one who's going to be dealing with medical bills, hospital bills, prescriptions, all that other shit. You're the one that has to get up and get dressed in the morning and not like what you see, right? Maybe not you, but that's how I felt, okay? Why am I letting somebody else's opinion about what I'm choosing to do with my body and my life decide what I'm doing? Nah, right? I'm the one that has to get up and get dressed every morning. I'm the one that has to stare at myself in the mirror. I will choose what it is that I'm doing. You eat your burger and french fries. That's fine. I'm going to have my salad. That's not to say you can't have a burger and fries, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? Surround yourself with those sorts of people. And if you don't have those sorts of people in your life, right, you and I should talk, because I have a community for you where you can surround yourself with those kind of people. There's several people watching here who are in my April Badass Bootcamp right now, right? It's nice to have a place where you can go where people are focusing on what they're doing, right? Similar to what you're doing. It's a happy, positive place, right? So those are my 5 tips. Make smart goals. This is how to stay disciplined, right? Make smart goals. Check in with yourself. Decide how often you're going to check in. I check in with my clients once a week. In addition to in our, private accountability group, we're checking in daily. But I check in with each of my clients one-on-one once a week, right? And we talk about however many things we need to talk about until they feel satisfied, get what they need, etc. So check in. Excuse me. Reward yourself for all of your accomplishments, no matter how big or how small, right? The small ones are actually the ones that really matter, because you're never going to get to the big ones if you don't celebrate the tiny ones. And don't reward yourself with food. Be gentle with yourself. It's not about perfection, okay? Let that go. And then surround yourself with people, quotes, stories, photos, etc. that motivate you or remind you of your why, right? I love motivational quotes. I really do. I still believe that motivation is bullshit and it's not a thing, but I love motivational quotes because they get me thinking. They remind me of my why. Why am I doing this? Oh, yes, because of that, right? That's why I need to get off my ass and do this. That's why I need a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press play, go to the gym, go for a walk, put that Kit Kat down, right? It was funny because I used a Kit Kat as an example in yesterday's live video, and then when I went out, my son had eaten half of a Kit Kat and was like, I'm done, here you go. And I was like, nope, can't do it, gonna throw it away. So hopefully you guys don't have any questions. Let me hop on and see. I saw some comments, but I think you guys were checking in with workouts, which is awesome. Let me see. Nicole is at work. Oh, good. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule worked for Nicole today. Me, cardio flow. I know it's painful. But yeah, last one for you. That's awesome. I still have to do one more. and then we start again. So there's that. You know, I had no intention of talking about this tonight, specifically in this group, but I am talking about it a lot everywhere else, and so it's only fair to share this with you all as well. So for those of you that are not necessarily new around here or to me, you know that I am completing 80-Day Obsession next week. My husband's completing it this week, so is Meegs. And then I am completing it next week. And then I'm taking a week off and I am starting round 2, okay? So I am inviting as many people as want to, right, to join me in my second round of 80-Day Obsession. So what does that mean? That means you would have to get, obviously, the workouts. I cannot recommend enough that you're following the nutrition plan because 99.999% of your results are going to come from nutrition, period. You cannot out-exercise a poor diet. And then, obviously, if you want to maximize your results, you should definitely be drinking Shakeology. I do the Performance line, which is our pre-workout and our post-workout, but that's more of a comfort thing. Like if you need extra stuff to help you push through workouts, or if you hate being sore, which this program will make you every single day, then you could drink the Recover and be less sore. I was still sore many days throughout this program, even drinking my Recover. So that's how sore I think people are who don't drink Recover. So obviously, depending on your commitment level to the program, your price for doing those things would be very different. Well, not very different, but different. But if you are interested in doing that, I am starting round 2 on April 30th. You would have to order your stuff by April 19th. So I am not putting a limit on the number of people that can join me. So I've had 2 people join me in the last 2 days. I have a lot of invoices out for people who are apparently joining. And I am going to open up that group on the 19th. So the 19th is the last day to order. If you put your order in by the 19th, I will be opening up that group. It will be my May Badass Bootcamp, but I'm going to open it up early enough so that we can really dive into the nutrition plan, because that's where people are going to have the most questions. Workouts are simple, right? You just press play and you do what Autumn tells you to do. Whatever, right? You don't need any coaching or helping on any of that. It's the nutrition where people need the most guidance and the most help. And I want to have as many days as possible for people to ask questions, make a plan, and get ready to go. So that being said, April 19th, is it April? Yeah, April 19th, all the months, is the last day to order in order to join me in that second round of 80-Day Obsession. And then I will open the group for May on April 19th so that we have enough time to focus on the nutrition. If you are just planning on joining my May Badass Bootcamp without doing 80-Day Obsession, that's totally fine. It's still the regular $1 a day for the entire month, so $31 for the month of May. You can join us early if you would like, or you can join us just May 1st like you would typically do the beginning of the month to the end of the month. But I did want to mention that in here. I've been talking about it a lot. Other places, on my business page, Ashley Amaral, Living the Dream. I've been talking about it a lot on Instagram and my Instagram stories. So I didn't want you guys to feel like, well, she didn't say anything about it in making time for me. So I did want to mention it. If you're interested, you can shoot me a private message. You can comment in this video below, or you can comment on any one of my other posts and I'll get you the information for that, okay? So tomorrow, big stuff. I have some more announcements, some more ways you can join the May Badass Bootcamp. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about what if you just hate working out? It's not your jam, right? So we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. Some tips, some strategies I have around that. Some tough love. And then I do have a few more announcements about what the rest of the week brings, as well as, again, how you can join us in the May Badass Bootcamp. So if you guys don't have any questions, I don't see anybody commenting or saying anything, I'm gonna hop off and let you guys go. I will be posting a question here in a second, so remember to respond to that question in order to get another entry. So you could have 2 entries today for that end of the week prize. And again, trust me, you want that end of the week prize. So it's getting dark. I don't want to turn on my light. I'm gonna hop off. I hope you guys have a great Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow. I will be on time, I promise. See you guys later. Bye.